Hello friends. So in this video we are going to study that is called capital budgeting, and in this capital budgeting we will have knowledge about NPV and IIR methods of investment appraisal. And what is meaning of NPV? NPV stand for net present value and IIR means internal rate of return. So let us see one by one. So first we'll see what is NPV. So NPV, I'll just take one example. So these NPV and IIR both are used in investment appraisal and decision making of capital budgeting. So I'll take one example. Let us say, let us you invested a sum of rupees 1000 and returns are rupees 400 per year for 3 years. That means you have invested only 1000 rupees in the starting, and every year you are getting 400 rupees, 400 rupees, 400 rupees, 400 for 3 years. So my question is your decision good or bad? Means you should go for the proposal or not. So if you make the total sum of 400 rupees, 400 rupees, 400 rupees, you'll be getting 1200 rupees as a return. So you must be thinking if this proposal is good and we should go for this. Okay, but let us see. I am going to convert this. Means in this chapter we are going to study two methods, basically discounting method and non-discounting methods of capital budgeting. That means in investment proposal we are having two methods. Basically they are divided into two parts. These are called discounting method and non-discounting method. So in this video we will focus only on the discounting methods only. So under the discounting methods we are having NPV, that is called net present value, and IIR method means internal rate of return means IRR method. So let us see first net present value. I'll take our previous example here. In the starting we made the investment of rupees 1000 rupees. Okay, 1000 rupees. Then every year we are getting 400 rupees, 400 rupees, 400 rupees as the return. So what we are going to do here, that means we are going to convert this NPV means net present value of all cash flow. Okay, net present value of all cash flow. That means we invested 1000 rupees in the starting. So what is the present value of this 1000 rupees? So no problem, we are getting 1000 rupees only. Okay, because we have invested, that's why we have taken as a negative sign here. Okay, now 400 rupees we are getting after 1 year. So after 1 year we are 363.64. We have rounded out up to this two decimal places. Okay, now second year again we are getting 400 rupees. So net present value of 400 rupees will be 400 divided by 1.1 to power 2. That means 1.1 to power 2 will be equal to 1.21. Okay, so 400 divided by 1.21. So we got here 330.59. Okay, similarly for the third year, we'll get 1.1 divided by, means we'll get 1.1 to power cube, and this will divide to the 400. So 400 divided by 1.1 to power cube. So we are getting here 300.52. Now we are going to make the total. Whatever money we are getting, that we have taken as a positive sign, and whatever money is going out, that means inflow is taken as a positive and outflow is taken as a negative. So when we make this total here, we are getting negative 5.25. That means net present value of all cash flow, whether cash flow out is there, outflow cash is there, or inflow cash is there. So total we are getting negative. Negative means our outflow is more as compared to inflow. So we should not go for this proposal. So this is the method, that means net present value. So we have converted everything to the present case. That means whatever your money getting at the end of 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, we have taken the present value. That means we have arrived at one common point. Okay, so this is called net present value method. Okay, we can take one common point in future also. Okay, that means in future also we can calculate, but for that purpose, instead of taking the discounting factor, we have to take compounding factor. Like for 1 year, we have to multiply 1.1, and for 2 years, 1.1 to power 2. Like 3 years, 1.1 to power cube. So we can arrive for the future value also. There also we can compare, but most common use is because we are investing in the present case. That's why we are taking everything to the present case only. That means we are calculating everything to the net present value. Okay, now moving ahead, we'll take one more example also here. See, you can see here, cash flow is 2000 rupees. So this is the second example here. Cash outflow is 2000 rupees at the starting of first year. Means and the starting of first year we have invested 2000 rupees, and what is cash inflow is there. So first year, after 1 year we are getting, that means 350 rupees. After the end of 2 years we are getting 500 rupees. After the end of 3 years we are getting 600 rupees, and after 4 years we are getting 800 rupees. Okay, and after fifth year we are getting again 800 rupees, and after the end of 6 year we are getting 600 rupees. Then we have taken as a discounting factor, means after 1 year we get 1.11. So this is nothing but 1.11 only, and this is 1.21, is now 1.1 square, and this is 1.331, is nothing but 1.1 to power cube, and this is 1.4641, is nothing but 1.1 to power 4, and this is 1.1 to power 5, and this is 1.1 to power 6. So in this way we got this counting factor. So what we are going to do here, whatever cash flow is there, we will divide by that discounting factor. Okay, so because for 2000 rupees there is no change, because we are invested in the starting itself, so we got only 2000 rupees only for first year. So 350 divided by 1.1, we are getting 318.18, and for 2 years 500 divided by 1.21, we are getting 413.22, and for 600, means after third year we are dividing 1, means 600 divided by 1.331, so we are getting this value. For 800 rupees we are dividing 1.4641, so we are getting this value. Again for after end of fifth year we are getting 800 divided by 1.6105, so we are getting 496.74, and after the end of 6 year we are getting 600 rupees, so we have converted to net present value by dividing 1.7716, so we are getting this value. If you make the total here and you subtract 200 rupees, so we are getting positive 564.02. Positive means this is the inflow. Okay, so that means our inflow is more as compared to outflow. So what should we do? We should go for this proposal because our inflow is more. Okay, so in the second example we saw here we are getting more. That means this is good proposal. We should go for this project. So this is the method, that means net present value we can convert outflow and inflow together, all outflow and out inflow. Here in this example we have taken only one outflow, but in between there might be more outflow also. For that also you can take negative value and you can arrive one value. Okay, and accordingly we can calculate what is the net present value. So we can take all outflow and out inflow together and we can arrive at the common value. If it is positive we can go for the proposal. If it is negative we should not go for the proposal. If it is zero we can decide depending upon the other factors. So let us see the second method, that is called internal rate of return, or most commonly known as IRR method. So IRR is the discount rate that reduces the NPV to zero, and formula is given as follows: 0 equal to C1 divided by 1 plus R, C2 divided by 1 plus R square, and C3 divided by 1 plus R to power cube, and so on. Okay, that means C1 is the cash inflow at the end of first year, and C2 the cash inflow at the end of second year, and C3 is the cash inflow at the end of third year. Similarly, there might be many years also, and we have to subtract the initial investment, that is called I. and this value must come at 0. So what is the concept here? That means in this concept here also we are reducing everything, that means all cash outflow and cash inflow into present value only. Okay, and for that we must get the return as a 0. So means return is not equal to 0, but we are calculating the value of r which is giving as total as 0. So value of IRR calculated from this formula provide the measure of the rate of return earned on the capital. I just take one example here. Let us suppose that you have invested 1000 rupees in the starting and cash inflow is as follows: 400 rupees, 400 rupees and 400 rupees. So total you are getting 1200 rupees. So what is your earning? That means you are earning 200 rupees more. But how much this 200 is percentage of 1000 rupees? This is the question here. But for calculation purpose, because all 400 rupees, 400 rupees, 400 rupees are having different years, so to convert into percentage has become very difficult. So for that purpose, what we are going to do, we are converting each cash flow into present value, and we are selecting the rate of interest as such that which is matching with the initial rate of initial investment. Okay, so we have to select that rate of interest which is giving you as a means value 0, means our investment should match with the present value of all cash inflow. So that will be the your internal rate of return. Okay, let us see one more example here. Okay, let us you invested a sum of 2000 rupees and returns are as follows. Okay, so first year we are getting 1200 rupees and second year we are getting 1440. And what is the IR and whether project may be accepted or rejected, and rate of interest is given 10%. So rate of interest is 10% here. For 2000 rupees, for 2000 rupees discounting factor is 1 only because this is the starting. So present value of 2000 is 2000 rupees but with the negative sign here. Okay, and for 1200 rupees discounting factor is 1.1 because 1 plus 10%. So 1 plus 10% is nothing but 1.1 only. Okay, so 1200 divided by 1.1, we are getting 1090.91. We have rounded out this figure, so we are getting 0.91. Okay, for the second year, this discounting factor will be 1 plus 10% then whole square. Okay, so 1.1 whole square, that means 1.21. So if we divide 1440 divided by 1.21, will be getting 1190.10. So if we make the total here, because 2000 is negative and other these values are positive, so we are getting positive value here. So we are getting positive 281.01. So if you see this value here, so what is our decision? That means we should go for this proposal because our NPV is positive. That means net present value is positive. But question is here that if we compare two investment, then we can say which proposal is having more IRR, means internal rate of return. So if two projects are there, so for comparison purpose we always use internal rate of return. That means the project which is having higher IRR, we should go for that. So how to calculate the IRR? So we'll see the formula once again here. So for 10% we are getting here. For 15% again we can calculate till we arrive the value as 0 here. You can see the formula once again here. So what is the formula of IRR? Means C1 divided by 1 plus R, C2 divided by 1 plus R square. We have done up to here in the this previous question, and minus investment. So we got some positive value. That means our internal rate of return is more than the 10%. So we can calculate for the 15% also, we can calculate for the 16% also, till we get either negative value. If we are getting negative value, we come back once again. So now we have taken as a rate of return as 20% and we have calculated here 20%. Let us see what value we are getting here. Okay, so once again for the 2000 rupees discounting factor is 1 year, so we are getting minus 2000 rupees here. And For the 1200 rupee discounting factor is 1.2. Why 1.2? So 1 plus 20%. So 1 plus 20% nothing but 1.2. So means 1200 divided by 1.2, we are getting 1000 rupees. Similarly, for the second year, for the value 1440, discounting factor is 1.44. How we are getting here? Means 1 plus 20%, so 1.2 and whole square. So it is 1.44. So 1440 divided by 1.44, we are getting 1000 once again here. Now make the total. So if you make the total here, all negative positive value are getting cancelled. So we are getting 0. That means this shows that our IRR is nothing but this 20% only. Okay, so you have to select randomly hit and trial method, at which the value of this total cash outflow and inflow becomes 0, means net present value becomes 0. That is called our internal rate of return. Okay, so internal rate of return is very useful when we compare two project or three project. The project which is having higher IRR is always selected. Okay, so these are the two methods. I will just revise here. Number one method was the NPV, that means net present value method, and second method is the internal rate of return method. So these two methods are the part of discounting factor method. Okay, so with this we'll finish our class. Thank you very much. And my voice is a little bit harsh due to some cold. So keep watching my next video. In the next video, we'll be discussing about non-discounting factors. Though there also we are having two methods, we'll discuss in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day. Good day.